Well, welcome back to the Smith and Burke Show. He's Smith, I'm Burke.
It's true.
Today we're joined by our very good friend, David. Nass is your last name, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, a very good friend. So,
Well, I've never met him, so
that's true. This is a meeting of friends for some of us. But David, I don't know how long we known each other. Maybe just a few months.
Something like that. I was at 9 months.
9 months. Was I still in? Yeah, because we did some events together.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, ex-coworkers. Yeah, ex-coworkers. I broke up with the company. It was fine, but yeah. So how? That's okay. You want to sort of take care of that now. It's no big deal. All good. So let's see. You're from Uganda.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and how long have you been here for in the United States?
I came here in 2013, so that's gonna be about 12 years now.
12 years, and you have dual citizenship.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
amazing. So how often do you get back there?
Recently I've been trying to go back like once each year.
Once a year?
Yep, just because I have families and I have some other businesses down there.
Businesses? Yeah. You're a business owner?
Depends how you define business, but like I like coffee, so and I love investing in coffee. So just buy land and just plant coffee and plantain bananas, and later on, I try to ship them up here in US. And
So you own land in Uganda
yes, I do.
for growing coffee.
Growing coffee. So I started doing this when I got adopted in Africa. Like when you come to America, everybody thinks you have money, so they want you to like send them money for everything. So I used to do that for my family, but like I got sick and tired because like I keep giving and giving. Then I asked my dad like what I can do to help them. He said if I really want to help them, I should stop giving them money, but teach them how to make money. So what I started doing, then I went and I bought land, and I told them like they can either start planting coffee. I made rules which nobody like following the rules. And
Nobody does.
yeah. So then I made rules. I'm like, if you want to do this, I'll give you land.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna plant coffee. You're gonna do this. So now it's actually been doing pretty well. I don't send them money for food anymore because they can grow their own bean. Plantain banana is a very big thing down there in Africa, and they fulfill their needs now. It's same thing as like agriculture, like farming, livestock, like pigs, chickens. I'm trying to get a couple cows now.
Cows now. Yeah, you do cows.
Yeah, we farm, so we have a lot of cows and grow corn and soybeans. So
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be amazing because I don't have much knowledge in cows. Like I've been getting the knowledge from here, like from farmers. I got job shadow. Then what they tell me, then that's what I try to tell other people in Africa. So actually, that'd be pretty good. That'd be a nice way if you can teach me how you do it, so I can pass that on.
Good connection.
yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah.
They take a lot of feed. We actually calve our cows. So today we have a barn where we calve them out, and we have cameras all around us. And then when we're not there, we can check and make sure nobody's having a problem. Because just like people, a cow can have a problem having its calf or whatever, and it could need to they could be breech or whatever, where you could need to go in there and fix things. But anyways, there was one cow. She was sitting there watching this other one have her baby, and she sat there for 20 minutes just staring at her. And she spit the baby out, and then the other cow that was watching came up and wanted that baby. She started licking it. She's like, that's what they do. They lick it to clean it and claim it. And so she came up and was like, that's my kid now. So I had to go in there and take the sopping wet calf and drag it away. This thing was just born 20 minutes ago. I'm sitting there dragging it across the barn to try to get it away, and both the cows are chasing me because they both think it's their kid, even though this one just clearly saw it.
Yeah.
They saw their friend spit this calf out, and then they wanted it. But so I had to figure out whose was whose and separate them, so then this other cow couldn't try to take the other cow's baby.
So let me ask you then, because that's interesting to me. So is the cow, like, is it important that the calf stays with the original mother?
Well, yeah,
Like,
because
what's the
if you had left them alone, not saying they couldn't have sorted it out on their own, but if they didn't and they both thought this calf was theirs, then now this cow, it's also a sign that this cow, she's about to have her baby. That's another sign because she has all those hormones going. So that, but if let's say they both claimed it, they both were licking it, they both thought it was theirs, and then now tomorrow she has a baby, she all of a sudden is like, you're not mine. I already have one right here. So then she leaves that calf and it dies because she doesn't take care of it. So that's why it's kind of important to make sure they have their own. And when they're out, when people own, thousands and thousands of cows and they have thousands and thousands of acres they're on, that stuff they can separate out. That becomes much less problem. We've only got like 70 and we've just got a barn, in our barnyard. So, they're a lot more confined right now. So it's not like they have thousands and thousands of acres to go out and spread out and do their own thing. So,
wow.
So you're the wise man. There's a story in the Bible, King Solomon, with the two wives, with the two women with baby. And you know the story, right?
Yeah.
So you're the King Solomon.
Yeah, I had to be Solomon, I guess.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. How does it go? The two mothers are claiming the baby is theirs.
One child who died, but then someone he's gonna cut the baby in half. So each of them would take a half. The real mother, she said no, just let her keep the baby. Then there's someone, he was very wise. He's like, yeah, that's the real mother, because you don't want to see your baby die.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I've always thought in that story, like the one mother's like, you know what, just let her keep the baby, But I think about the other woman who's like, yeah, cut it in half. Like, who thinks like that? Who thinks like that?
We can get deep in that.
I've never met anybody. Go for it, man.
No, I mean, I'm like,
the floor is yours.
because I feel like it has to be one of the hardest thing, because you truly love something, but you're willing to let go. It's also like Abraham, tried to sacrifice his son Isaac.
Yeah.
But he loved him, but at the same time he had so much trust in God. But which it's kind of different. I'm like, if you truly love somebody, you don't want to see them in pain. So
yeah. You don't want to see them in pain, but he's going to sacrifice his kid, for God. And so that's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Just like the torment on the heart there. That's crazy.
it is.
Yeah. So going back, so you do livestock, you do agriculture. How did you learn all of this? Like, did you just through talking to people? Because you're what? You're 24?
Something like that.
Something like that?
When did you start doing this? Like, how old were you?
So when I was in high school, I had a part-time job. So I worked at a grocery store. I didn't have any bills because my parents, I was living with them by then. So I grew up with my grandma back in Uganda. We grew up in a very small house. The house was getting very old and was about to fall. So all the money I made in high school, I sent them. Then I built a nice stable house. Even to nowadays, when I go back to Uganda, I actually stay in the house when I go to the village.
Oh, wow.
So it's very inexpensive to build a house I'm in majority in Africa, but so I did that. I set up the money in high school from freshman year until senior year. That was enough money. I was making like $7.25 minimum wage by then.
Yeah. Iowa, it's criminal.
Yeah, but no, by then the money actually had value though. You can go buy a soda and a sandwich. Nowadays, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, not for $7.25.
Yeah, but in Uganda, that was still a lot of money. So actually, I built a whole house. Later on, after I moved out, life was tough. I had to focus on my own, and I was not making enough. Paying bills, electricity, water, rent, car payment, phone was tough. So, and I got sick and tired because I tried to save a little bit to just send in Uganda in case somebody gets sick. They'll be looking up on me, like my siblings' kids as well. Then I told my dad, I'm like, how can I do to help them? He told me to read this book. It's called Who to Help and How to Help. And I ended up finding...
Who to help and how to help.
Yep, who to help and how to help. And I ended up finding out I was actually causing more damage. Because then, I started asking other people. They say, you know what, if you truly love them, make us something like an opportunity for them to have a job so they can actually learn how to make their own money. Then later on, I'm like, you know what, you're right. In America, if you don't make your own money, you have bills. They're not gonna, they're gonna go on your credit.
Yeah.
So, I saved a lot of money. I stopped sending money for the first 2 years. I saved a lot, and I went back to Uganda and I bought a big land, like a lot of acres. Then I'm like, you know what, this is what's gonna be needed, and people, we don't want to follow rules. We don't want to be told what to do. And I'm like, if you truly need help and you're actually really seeking it and you want to be better, have a better life, you're going to have to do this. And this is how you're going to do it. So right now, one of my brothers, he's younger than me. he has about 2,000 pigs, and that's a lot of money. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you guys, it's probably more than I make.
Yeah.
Like to Uganda life, that's like, but like at the same time, I had to teach him like how to be disciplined. I'm like, don't buy luxury. You want to be wealthy. So he's actually been teaching that to my niece and nephews. That makes me so happy. He built his own rental houses. It's amazing. I'll show you guys pictures if you want to see him. So like for me seeing that, I actually feel more happy, more joy.
No,
And I'm like, those people who actually follow my rule, they don't ask me for money. They'll be asking for more knowledge. They'll be like, how can I do that? How can I do this? So speaking of cows, I'm gonna come back to you. We've been using pig's manure and chicken manure to like, fertilize the fields, but like at the same time, it's not enough. But like I'm like cows. Somebody told me like cows, obviously they're bigger. They're gonna have a big chunk, So and I'm like cow be good because again they can have milk, they can have calcium, they can have fertilizer, and they can have more meat, and they hold the value.
Yeah, and I know cow manure is more. There's more of it, and it's also better. Like when we there's hog barns around here that we can get hog manure from to put on our fields for like corn and stuff, and we put on like twice as much hog manure as we do for cattle manure, and to get the same value. Like so basically there's more like when I forget the exact numbers, but like we would put on like 8,000 gallons an acre of like hog manure on a field, but we would only put on like 4,000 gallons per acre of cattle manure on our field to get in cattle manure is better anyways. If we have a field and we put hog manure on half of it and cattle manure on half of it, the half that has the cattle manure always does better.
Wow.
So you might want to look into cows because
that's the thing, because I mean that's the thing I really haven't been doing that because again I have to educate these people. Cows are big. If they're expensive, and I'm scared like there's thieves. There's so much corruption in Africa, and I'm like, you're gonna spend let's say $200 to buy a cow. It's not much money up here, but in Uganda that's like a lot. It's probably gonna be about 10,000 equivalent to that. 10,000 is a lot of money, like here in America. But like sometimes 200, it's not much to us. But then I'm like, and I can do it for them, but like at the same time I need to teach them the responsibility. And no, I do love cows. They're more clean. When I go to the farm, hogs smells. They stink.
Oh yeah.
But what I know about Uganda, like the reason why I did hogs, I was more motivated. Uganda, don't quote me, but I need to check my quote. Per capita is number 2 in the whole world consuming more pork. China's number 1, Uganda's number 2 if you go by per capita. So if you have pigs, you're always going to make money.
Gotcha.
Like people, I mean, there's Muslim, but people always eat pork.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I try to do, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm going to have more questions about cows. Yeah,
Okay.
I will.
Well, he's the guy to ask. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
It's his life.
my dad, it's not my life, it's my job. It's my dad
Okay,
and my
it's his-
brother's life. I just work there. That's the way I would put it. It's their life, it's my job.
And this is the beauty too. I love steak, so I don't know if you saw some of that.
doesn't?
I don't know if you saw some of that. Like I'd rather actually, get something local versus going to Hy-Vee.
Right.
But, yeah.
Right. So, were you going to say something?
No.
Well, neither was I.
I figured when you looked at it, you're like, so. I was like, okay. No, that's fine.
I was hoping he was going to say, "Oh, you want a steak tonight?"
Do you?
You can't say no to steak.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many acres do you own, or do you know off the top of your head, or is it too many to count?
No, that's a good question. So, personally, like when I do this stuff, like I buy him and I put like rules on it. Going back like 3 years ago, I made a commitment to try to buy 1 acre each year. Each month. Each acre costs about like 2,000 to 3,000.
Okay.
But at the same time, when I do that, I don't just buy for like my own investment. I have siblings. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to know their need. Some of them, they might want to invest in motorcycles for transportation. I don't do that. I don't do motorcycles. I don't do any vehicles. Just because in Uganda, it's very dangerous. Like, people can steal that. You'll be going in one day. I don't invest in or entertainment. So if I know, let's say somebody like a friend, a sibling, that they're really actually interested in agriculture, then I might buy 1 acre. I'm gonna put rules on it, and if the tree do that, and I feel happy and I feel like they actually understand what they're doing, I just give it to them. At the beginning, I put them in my own names. Later on, when I go back, I'm like, you know what, you've been working so hard. It's yours. Just don't ever sell it. Always keep it. Teach your own kids, because you don't want your kids to be looking up on you. You want to teach them. So the culture, like my course especially, like men, we try to have many kids as we can, because when we get older, those kids, they'll be taking care of you. Like when let's say your kids, they have a job, that's when you start working. They're gonna be bringing you food. You be taking your kids what you need. And I'm trying to change that culture for my siblings. I'm like, teach your kids and always be happy for them. You don't, like set up a system, let the system work for you. It's a kind of like a retirement in America, for one kid.
1000%.
So I'm like, if you have like a farm, you're gonna have like livestock, you're gonna have food. Teach your kids how to do that. Your kids, they will go and do something. But not everybody wanna listen, because people, they always believe like they want their kids to be a lawyer, a pilot, a doctor. And I'm like, when you look in the systems, the country is very corrupted. So I'm like, no, everybody need to eat, sleep, and poop, then repeat. That's my slogan to them. Everybody needs to eat, sleep, and poop. So if you invest in food, rich, poor, everybody gonna need food. You're always gonna make money. But if you want like entertainment, buy nice cars and just do like a taxi, not everybody can always afford that. People, they can always walk. So, or find a different way for transportation. But no, I try to change them, because like they'll come with their own idea, like what they believe in. And I find it hard to give somebody $2,000. They're gonna have a nice idea. Actually, it's gonna be good. They're gonna want to do that. But for me, I'm like, no, if I do that, I'm gonna be losing that. But if I buy your land, I can sell that land 10 years. I'm gonna make my money out. Plus, I'll make profit. But like, I'm like, I'd rather you use that, but don't sell it.
Right.
So going back to your question, I just gave somebody, I think was 12 acres, was one of my cousin. He's been doing good. The farm is amazing. So I tried to make also a deal with them. And I'm like, if I come to Uganda, cover my expense, it's not much, I can cover them. But like, I'm like, best for them to see that as a responsibility. And I'm like, you have to save this much each month. If you sell one pig, so basically I have the rules like 80-20, no, 70-20-10. I'm like, get the 80, type the 10%, the 20% save it. I don't care what you do with the 70. They don't like that, because they'll be like, oh yeah, I've been doing this. Like, I want to buy myself a new motorcycle. I'm like, no, you don't need that. Put the money back in the business, teaching them how to do it, because I'm like, if you keep doing the entertainment, it's gonna dry out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I tell them to buy. I also encourage them, because I always tell them, I'm like, you have this land for this many 10 years. You make enough money, you go buy your own. I'll always let somebody else use this, but don't ever sell it.
Right.
So
it's amazing.
That's really cool. It's kind of like the definition of the saying, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I mean, you're teaching them how to be successful.
You're investing in individuals rather than assets.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Because that's really amazing.
I find John that, but at the same time, there's people, there's so much African proverbs. I don't know which one I want to use, but like, people lie.
Use them all.
Like, people, they will lie. Like, let's say somebody, so people are going to manipulate you. I get manipulated a lot. I used to be like very soft-kinded. Somebody comes say, oh, my mom, she died, we need money for the casket. I'm gonna feel bad. The mom's not dead. They need money to go to something else, because but now I'm like, no, I don't have any money.
Nice.
So usually now I have people on the ground. It's actually amazing. I'm like, you know what? This is the phone number. Call this person. So I have like I don't want to call him I call him a brother. Let's go with that. But like, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna send somebody over. They said they need this much money. Talk to them, see if they're actually lying. Then I leave him for the responsibility. My phone, like my WhatsApp got leaked, so I have to change like my.
You said got leaked.
So not like that, like having American number, like in Uganda, people gonna say it's a +1 whatever.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna think, oh, this is from America, has money. So people that keeps giving it away, and I have to change my, actually I have a Uganda phone number. That's what I use because nobody knows, it's a Uganda phone number.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know.
Because if they think it's an American number, they're going to think you have a bunch of money and you're going to give them a bunch of money. Okay.
And which is kind of dangerous. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, when I go there, I'm like, I make people mad and people hold grudge because they know I can help them, but choose not to, giving them money because like, I'm like, no, I didn't give you money because because I had different idea and I had different idea. And I'm like, no, if I give you that money, they're going to die. So I didn't give you my money because I don't believe in your idea. So sometimes you have to be mean. I'm like, you're either going to shut up and take my idea if you truly want to be helped. And I tell them if they have a better idea, they can go get a loan. I have connection to people who give out loans. But with those people, when you give out a loan, you have to have like a crowd roll. So let's say I want to go get I want to buy a car and I have a house. The house is going to be the crowd roll. So if the car gets stolen and I make payment, my house is gone. They don't like that. Then I'm like, you know what? If you don't believe in your own idea, you don't support it, don't come to me.
Yeah.
So, people that be, each time I get more concerned when I go back because like people that be mad at me, I didn't give them money, I didn't do what they wanted.
Yeah.
And the culture is different. I can get a little bit with my siblings. So, usually in the family, let's say you're the oldest and you have like a better job, your siblings, your parents that expected you to pay for your siblings' school fees. Let's say college tuition in America, high school is for free. And if they get sick because they have a better job, they're going to call you. I used to be that kind of, I'm like, you know what, that's my sister. That's my sister's son. That's my sister's daughter. I'll do that. But later on, I'm like, you know what? When can I stop doing it? Sorry. When can I, and if I don't stop now, it's never going to stop. So I need to be a mean guy, but still love them, but have to be tough love.
Yeah.
Right.
You're literally like a prime example of like knowledge is power. Like,
I don't say that about myself.
you don't say that, no. But, and I'm not saying like you have all the power, but I'm just saying like, because it sounds to me like you genuinely are investing in communities. It's not about what you can do, but it's about you recognize what each individual has the potential to become. And you're like, this is the way I have found success and I will share this. Like you're empowering people is what you're doing.
No, I'm with you because I do this like out of love of Christ. Yeah. I don't want to do this for my own.
No.
Like, honestly, like I actually feel so good when somebody say, you know what? At the beginning, I'm going to be fighting. It's like raising a child, right? I used to fight with my dad. He's like, you're going to bed this time. You get off your phone. You do dishes. And I'm like, no, you don't tell me when to go to bed. I'm not tired. Why are you telling me to go to bed? Why are you telling me lights have to be out at this time? But now I'm like, oh, I understand. As a child, I never understood. I'm like, I want to eat candy. Dentists come and have cavities. I never cared. But now I went to the dentist. I had a cavity and I had to pay for it. I'm like, holy smoke, that's a lot of money. now I know what my pants do. I don't mean. So now, like, there's some people that are older than me. Usually, when you're the youngest, you don't tell your old siblings what to do. You're supposed to be taking order. It's a culture thing. So recently, a brother of mine, he called me. He's like, man, thank you. Now I saw I've been failing. Me hearing that, I actually hanged up the phone and I actually said, I'm like, you know what? At least I didn't spend much of my time on that. Because like here in America, I always tell people, I just had this conversation last weekend with a friend of mine. He's a very smart guy. He's from Uganda, he's struggling, but I was explaining to him, I'm like, you know what? I'm in America right now. You might see me having an iPhone is a big deal. But you might see me driving a car, having an iPhone, dressing good, but you're way more rich than I am. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, in America, people, we are broken, but we look rich. Because, for example, like average mortgage is like 15 years. You go, you get a house, it's 15 years to 30 years. And that's a lot of money you're going to be paying. You don't have the money. You go have a job, you have a payment, a check, but then all that money goes out the payment.
Right.
But
Everybody's in debt.
But in Africa and Uganda, people might have like a debt of like $20.
Wow.
People don't even have any of that because which is actually amazing though. Like those people that actually live a better life, happy life, they don't have any like stress. because they don't want to. If they don't want to wake up, the beauty they can sleep in. They can sleep in because like if they don't work, they're not gonna lose their house. My brother, he's younger than I am. It's one of the most high achievement thing that makes me happy. I didn't know how to help him and what to do because again, like there's pride, right? Both guys, he has different ideas of how he want to be helped, and I have like a different way how I can help him. He's very smart. But then I came up with the idea. I'm like, how about this? Let me just buy land. You can do whatever you want with it, which that was not his idea. But I'm like, if I do it, I'm like, how about this? I don't want it to be renting. If you keep renting, you're always going to be making somebody else rich. It's going to be hard to get out. I'm like, it's okay if you rent, but make a goal. So he'll rent and he'll go find another job to find his money for renting. Then I came up with the idea. I'm like, I'll pay for your rent for 8 months, but you wake up in the morning, you make bricks to build a house. Later on, he had no idea. Like, what's the house for? I'm telling him the house is going to be for me. He followed all the rules. He did not like it. He's pretty good like at architecture building. He built the house. I'll pay for like stuff like windows, doors, roofing, electricity because he can do that. Later on, the house was amazing. And I went there and I'm like, you know what? Thank you so much. That's not for me. I don't live in Uganda. That's for you. Now we're done renting. By then he was 17.
17.
And the
He
house
built his own house.
the house is nicer than my house up here. I'll tell you
Wow.
that.
Wow.
It's awesome. And I told him because I asked him, I'm like, did you do everything the way I told you? He's like, man, I did everything to make you happy. And I'm like, no. I don't want you to make me happy. If I want something nice, I kind of trust him. I'm like, I'll go find something better. So you didn't cheat me, it means he didn't cheat you, that's for you. So now he get actually very motivated. He does not pay for rent. Me and him will call each other like once a month. The phone calls about 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
He didn't go to college. He didn't even finish high school. He just write things down. He trusts me, and that motivates me. I'm like, I don't want to let him down. He's been buying his own land. I started out giving him like 2 acres. He planted farms. There's a lot of pigs. Now he's 19, 20. He has people like 50 working for him.
Wow.
And that's actually pretty bad in our culture. Usually, if you're young, you can be a boss. And in Africa, it's kind of sad that people they think he does witchcraft. They say, that's the thing. They're like, how come, we've been working this many years, but you have all of this? Then I'm like, no, it's called discipline. Mm-hmm. It's called having a goal. It's called, believing in something you're going to love.
Yeah.
So, like, he'll be telling me, like, man, people that keep telling me this and this. I'm like, you know what? Keep prayer about it. Give glory to God. People that always going to say negative things, but if you have faith in God and actually, you're going to have a plan. So my goal is just to keep him in line. He's a young guy. We both been guys who want to go out, have a beer on a Friday night, chase girls. I told him, you know what? If you find a woman, find one. That's very tempting. Our age, like his friend, they'll be having kids. He's like, man, I want to find a wife. I'm like, no, you're not ready. You don't know how to treat a woman yet. Just because now, coach, there's stuff I disagree with. I'm like, you're married, right? Mm-hmm. She's not allowed to talk back to you. She's not allowed to have an opinion.
In your culture.
In my culture.
Yeah.
But here in America,
I was going to say, I was like,
I've heard some things that
Yeah.
are a little questionable if that was the rule, but
And if
that was the rule.
and if you leave food in the house, you can go find another woman, get them pregnant. As I was telling you guys earlier, like it's actually in America, it's insulting to ask a woman if she's pregnant, how much she will have order there. In Africa, it's insulting to ask a man how many kids you have. Even those men, they don't know how many kids they have until they die on their funeral. That's when all the baby mama bring their kids to share the stuff. But a man never know how many kids they have. You don't ask an African man usually how many kids you have. Usually they're going to say, I don't know. Because really they don't know. So, but that culture is changing though. Like men, they become more disciplined. Because back in then, which it's even in America, I would say when you have money and you don't have Christ, and you don't have discipline, you're gonna do what pleasures you, like what feels good. But
Right.
if you have Christ and you have something to live on it, it's awesome. Nowadays in America, it's politics, right? Which is dangerous. But no, if a man has money, he's gonna leave food for his house. He's gonna tell his wife, "I'm busy. I'm in a business." As long as you leave food, she's not gonna question you because like if you say, "Oh, come home, I miss you," you only respond, "Oh, if I come home, I won't be eating for the next week." She does not want that.
Right.
So, but like at the same time, you'd be feeding like 10 other families. And I always tell my brother, I'm like, don't ever do that. If you ever do that, you're on your own. I'm going to strip everything out from you. If you want to find, because he's in a better position than I am right now. I'm like, if you want to find a girlfriend, start dating, spend your time, respect her, meet her parents. Because I try to go with American culture, but in Uganda, it'll be insulting for you to go to your wife's house. Like, it has to be special, either like a funeral, weddings, but you can't just show up, be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Talk, it's a no, which I disagree with that. I'm trying to put him like with Western culture because again, like, there's some Western culture stuff I love about here.
Right.
Because I'm like, if I'm gonna marry somebody, I'd rather meet her family because that will tell you so much how she grew up. I don't want to get into this because
So
All good.
you said you moved here 12 years ago?
I was 12. It's been 13. Yeah.
Okay, so you were about 12 when you moved. So what, just off the top of your head, what's something that was really, because I'm sure everything was probably pretty strange, or was it? I mean, what was that experience like? Coming over here at 12. Do you have any interesting things that you saw that you thought was crazy that you think is normal now? Like what is something that you can share for insight that coming from Uganda to here?
That's a good question, Caleb. First of all, I was adopted. My dad was white. My parents are white. And you probably guys had it. You probably had this like, all Asian people look the same. All the white people look the same. So I remember I used to be confused with my dad and other men around. Like knowing which one's my dad.
Wow.
Something against my mom. But no, going back to that, because before I came to America, I'd never been on an airplane. I'd never seen an airplane. So going on an airplane, I'm like, this is awesome. Later on, like after I got spoiled, I went to the same airplane. I'm like, this is terrible. It wasn't the seats were anyway.
Right.
After being exposed to the nice luxury.
There's not many people that like to fly. I don't
No,
think.
no, actually, I do like flying once in a while. But coming here, I'm like, was amazing because in Uganda, like I only eat like one meal a day. I was in the orphanage. Up here, I had unlimited food. Had like my own like bedroom, which was amazing. I used to be in the orphanage. You share bunkers with like 70 kids, and each bunk it's like maybe like 5 feet wide with 2 free kids. Was very bad. If one of the kid pees, or all of you gonna wake up smell like pee.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But no, coming up here, my life was amazing. I loved biking, playing soccer, rope braiding. My parents had all of that, and I'm like, that was awesome. But then, a few months later, like human, I started complaining about different stuff I used to have in Africa that I didn't have him up here. But then I'm like, I had a little brother. He's like, dude, just give more things. But no, the biggest thing, I'm going to teach you guys a cuss word in my language. I don't think that's allowed, but you're going to think it's funny, and you're going to allow it, actually. So, food. Oh, yeah, going back to you're married. I'm going to use that one a lot.
Okay.
Men's, they're not allowed in the kitchen. I got shocked seeing my dad coming off work, take his tie off, his clothing off, go in the kitchen, cook. He made chicken and rice, and that was the most disgusting rice. No, I shouldn't say disgusting, the most like yucky, smushy rice, because like here in America, they cook it differently. You just boil it, take the water out. In Africa, that thing's going to smell good. It's going to be dried out. It's kind of like Chinese rice, but better. I don't want to be impulsive. You need to try. I'll make you guys some.
Deal.
But yeah, so I was very shocked seeing my dad cook. Then this is the big cuss word. The word tacos.
Tacos.
Do you like tacos?
Yeah, I like tacos.
Say that looking at the camera, tacos.
I don't think I want to anymore.
No. Please do. Say tacos.
I don't know if I
No.
Humor. He's our guest.
I like tacos.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So you know what tacos mean in my language?
I do not know. For the record, I don't know what I just said.
So you introduced me my last name. I'm gonna keep it PG. It's literally my last name with no N.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Your last name is Nass.
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 So if you like eating tacos, basically,
Well, it could have been worse.
yeah, that could be worse. So, and I remember my dad knocking on our door.
Rudy's Tacos.
You ever been to Taco Bell?
Like, literally, I got to Uganda and said tacos. People come back, you're disgusting, man. Literally, like
Taco Tuesday.
oh, my wife makes good tacos. Oh, okay. So my dad knocks, like, okay, boys, dinner time, you know. And I'm like, what are we eating? He's like, tacos. But I came here, I didn't speak English, but by then the word taco, I used the word taco. And I'm like, my brain, I'm like, okay, before I got adopted, I know some people got exposed to pornography, but that's different. You know, they'll tell you, like, which in Uganda, pornography is not like a thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's jail time, like, if you get a video, you know?
Right.
But
That's
like,
awesome.
people that got exposed to that, they'll tell us, in the orphanage, like, old men, they don't care. Like, they'll give you alcohol, they'll show whatever you want to see. So they say, oh yeah, white people, they eat that. Tacos, basically. And I came up here and they said taco. You know, because before I came here, people, they told us they're white. When you go there, they might cut your heart out and give it to their kids.
Oh.
So I was scared. I didn't, because it was so hard. Like, I didn't speak the language, came from Africa, or the sadness I have to call somebody mom, somebody dad. And I'm like, that was very, like, was bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Uh-huh.
So you didn't speak the language at all either when you came?
I could say hi. Oh. What's your name? Stuff like that. You might say, yeah. I'm like, okay. You might start talking, ask me how old I am. I'm like, what an idiot in my head. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So my father knocks dinner. He's like, what are you eating? He's like, tacos. I look at my brother. I'm like, heck no. My brain went to the video I was told before. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so, like, is this like gonna be like a family, something else being naked? And I'm like, what? So we came, we sat on the table. We saw just like smash food. And my brain, I'm like, is this like me? Like, did somebody die? They cut their butt off and just no. We didn't eat.
Yeah, no.
I'm laughing, but that would be terrifying.
Uh-huh.
A little traumatizing, I'm sure. That's insane.
Actually, we didn't eat, but we used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And like, just ham and, so when the room we came later on, we just eat stuff we knew. But then later on, I, started learning the language and I'm like, okay, we go to school, they said, eating taco, we used to get a kid, back in elementary, tacos. Then I actually tried it. And I'm like, I don't know, in Africa, I never ate meat because I always got sick. Later on, I'm like, I'm just gonna eat stuff I don't know. I'm like, you know what? It's the new culture, I have to accept it. In Uganda, we eat grasshopper. It's like a delicacy. But
are they big or are they about the same size here?
Same size up here. Like when I used to come here, like I used to play soccer. I saw them like doing practice. I picked them up and just eat them. Wow. And people thought that was disgusting. But to me, I was grabbed that way. I don't think I can do that now, even if I go back to Africa. Really? I can do that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm in America. There's a proverb, African proverb, say, how can I translate it? I never translated it before. It said, if you go somewhere that eat dogs, you better start eating dogs. So then I'm like, you know what? That stuck in my head. I'm like, yeah, I'm here in America. I better start eating as American. Actually, I got bigger, got taller, and I just went with the flow for the first time. It was food. Food was a tough one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you like tacos now?
Depends who cooks them.
Depends who cooks them. Okay.
Yeah.
Mexican,
that's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just trying to restrain myself.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, that was
and traumatizing, I'm sure.
Yeah, I laughed. I kind of felt bad for laughing. I'm sure that was a little scary.
Wild.
A little wild. Yeah. Did you have like, I don't know anything about it. Did you ever be able to did you have TV shows and movies or anything when you were in Uganda? Did you have any kind of that media, or did you come here and that was like your first time being exposed to like movies and television? Or did you know what it was and you never really got to see it? Like, what was that kind of like?
So I used to live in the village before the orphanage. So my life, like when I was in the village, was tough. I lived with my grandma; she was blind. Literally, I was the man of the house. I was like 8. I had to get up in the morning, plant my own food. That's why I have like agriculture in me. It's in my blood. Then I went to the orphanage, and so in the village. I always pray, my Lord, please take me to the capital city of Uganda. It's called Kampala, because you know people from Kampala, they go to the village. You know, they have shoes, they have clothing, but in the village, like, your pants they'll be broken, your bow will be hanging out, one cheek. You climb trees, like your stomach will be squat because you'll be climbing a jackfruit tree to get food. Then I go in the city in the orphanage. My first time seeing vehicles, seeing white people, I thought you guys were ghosts. I was actually scared, you know, because the orphanage is funded by a school from England. But anyway, later on, the orphanage, I'm like, that was the best life. You know, you get free food. They had a TV on every weekends. So we watch like some shows, but at the same time, even when you walk in the city, coming down from school, you're gonna find like little it's called library studio, where people you take your MP3 player. I think you guys are old enough to know what that is. Yeah. They put songs on, they'll have like TV. So yeah, you just stand up there and just watch some TV. It's mostly like Indian TV show. And a lot of Jackie Chan, Gentili, Jan Rambo. I don't know if you guys know who those are.
I know who those are.
Yeah, so no, I got exposed to that, but I can never. And also, it's always translated to our native language because you don't understand what they say. Could be Chinese, but somebody will be translated to like my language. It's called Uganda. Then when I came up here, which going back about making rules, I didn't speak English that well with my brother, so we always loved watching TV. So my dad always said, no, one movie a week. Excuse me, I was never happy with that. I'm like, no, we have a TV. Let's just sit and just watch TV. But now I'm like, oh, makes sense. If I would do that, I would just eat chips, drink pop. Yeah. So my dad's like, no, go out, spend more time praying outside. Because nowadays, like this, I remember at my elementary where I went to, I had so many kids in my classes with broken hands, with curses. I don't think you're going to see that anymore nowadays because all the kids, they're on the iPad.
So yeah, no, you can't break your arm when you're just holding the phone or playing on a tablet.
I'm going to use the word fat because they're fat. I'm like, the parents just give them what they want.
Yeah.
iPad. That's the thing. I'm like, the biggest expense if I ever have kids, I'm going to do, it's probably paying hospital bills for broken arm, broken leg, but not like an iPad.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I love that.
Yeah. My kids, they won't be happy with me. They will not like that, and I know that. Yeah. Because my parents, like, they always keep us away from electronic. You know, when you go to a friend's night to spend at night, you come home, you're complaining, you know, why they have that, I don't have that. But my father always say, you know what, you can go buy your own. You know, but then I said, they give us like allowance, $5 a month, you clean your bedroom, you clean your bathroom. I saved so much. Then later on, this kid at my school, she said, oh yeah, my parents, they give us allowance, they give us $15 an hour. No, a week. So she saved her money to buy an iPad. Then later on, I'm like, oh, I should do the same thing. But mine took me like a long time. Later on, I told my dad, I'm like, I have enough. Can we go on eBay? So my brother did something. We went on eBay. You have to make a bet. And I was so sure I'm going to make this. I told my dad, go all the way. Later on, we found out somebody outbid us. It was so tough, yeah. So
I can kind of relate to that. I did, I had allowance too. I don't remember what it was, but I can remember saving up for a PlayStation 2, and because that was what I wanted, was a PlayStation. My brothers used to have one, and they got rid of it. And I can remember going on eBay and just scrolling eBay for hours, just trying to find one that was just cheap enough that you could afford it, and then someone would outbid it, or you'd see the price of it, and then they tack on the it'd say the shipping was $40, and you're like, oh, I don't have that. I only had enough for this, so that's kind of funny hearing you say that, and I can definitely relate to that for sure.
So when you were in Uganda, you said that you would pray. So were you Christian even then?
Yeah. So I grew up as a Catholic.
Oh, okay.
So my grandma
in Uganda.
Yeah, in Uganda, Catholic is very big. I'm gonna say it's probably like 80%. No, I should not say that. it's gonna be 80% Christianity. You know, you have like born again, Lutheran, Catholic.
Okay.
Then Muslim, they take about like 20%. There's a lot of Muslim.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice. It's the Islam in Africa is different than the Islam in Middle East. Like, I have Muslim friends. They know I eat pork. I eat a lot of that. When I go to Uganda, it's like it's everywhere. It's very convenient, and I'm like, I'd rather actually buy them from like the farm, supporting the business. But you know, Muslims they have no issue with that, as long as you know respect to them. But like at the same time, I said a little bit about the Islam, but a lot of those Islam people, I'm gonna call them hypocrite. They be drinking beer. They be like, hey, uncle, get us some beer. I'm like, you're Muslim. Your religion does not allow that, so we don't care. Then later on, what I do, I'm like, they have so much beer, and you know, I just get a pig, and they're gonna eat it. They say, as long as we don't know, it's pig. so I do that for them, but like I'm like,
you feed them pig?
I don't put them in their mouth. I'm like,
right, but they don't know.
So, and I have to be careful the way I say this. In fact, somebody from Uganda says this. And they will. So, this is the thing. No, it's not. I'm not. Okay. I don't think I'm breaking any law.
No,
because
you're not.
If you're like true Muslim, they're not going to drink alcohol. They'll not be drinking beer.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, they'll ask me for beer. They say, you know, I only drink beer. I don't consume pork. I don't eat pork. I'm like, then you're not a true Muslim. You're being a hypocrite.
So you're like, you're gonna drink beer and you're gonna eat pork.
So I'm like, you know what? Then when you might, I might hang out with them for 8 hours, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy you guys beer. I like having fun with it, because I'm like, it's about discipline, right? If you believe in something, you have to stand for it. I'm like, how about this? If you guys want beer, I have no issue buying beer because I can enjoy a beer as well. So I buy that's like a 5-pack. It's like a 25.
Sure.
It's bigger. It's like about like 16 ounce, like tall boy, 6%. So 12 of those get me feel good. Mm-hmm. They really don't. Usually they don't drink much because they cannot afford it. Later on, they'll get hungry. I'm like, man, can you buy some chicken chips and this? I'm like, I can only afford pork. I'll buy like a big tray of just pork and plantain bananas. I have videos I'll show you guys.
Oh my goodness.
They're like, you know what? After 2 beers, they're like, I'm hungry. Allah says in the Bible, at Muslim, they're allowed to eat it. Like, they're allowed to eat it if it's like the last result. But they're like, you know what? This is my last result. I'm like, you know what? I don't lie to them. They said just give to us as long as we don't know. But they will still want like a butcher, pork butcher.
Wow.
They're gonna know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't force them. I'm like, they're doing it willingly.
Yeah, they're doing it willingly.
And I'm like, oh, you're not actually a Muslim.
That's so diabolical. Wow.
So, that's crazy.
You are one of like just the most fun people I know. But that's crazy, man.
But some of them, they will not like me, especially. But I don't care. I like being me.
It's okay, but I mean, out of our 27 subscribers.
Yeah. 28 now.
28. Okay, we just got one from Uganda. But
sounds good. Yeah.
No, you'll be fine. That's fun. Wow. Well, David, we need to have you back on here. We really do.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah, this has been great. I'm gonna call it right now just because we're hitting the 45-minute mark. So, but it's been an honor, really. Yeah, I feel like I learned so much about you. Like, I mean, like we've been friends, but this is the first time for me hearing a lot of this.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Zach.
No, thank you.
It was really good to meet you.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
We'll get you back. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate all the new subscribers and just keep engaged. If you got anything you want to hear from David, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, comment any question. We're definitely going to have him back. So if you comment a question for him, maybe we'll ask him and see if he's got any interesting answers.
No, for real. Seriously, this has been awesome. Thanks, David.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.